Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope that the first quarter of 2022 has been great for you. Mine has been good, but has been challenging as well. But I also believe that it was preparing me and the rest of us for the rest of 2022. Now, last time when we were here, we were doing a book review, Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess by Dr. Caroline Leaf. Now, the purpose of this video today is not really to do another book review, but it's just to look at how far we have come, especially with the work that I've just been doing behind the scenes as well, looking into actually implementing the aspects and the nuggets that I have learned from this book. And the reason I was doing this video was to actually just have a touch base to say how far are we and how are you doing, and this is how I have been doing. For the past days after reading this book by Dr. Caroline Leaf, I definitely took it upon myself to implement the steps that she has given to us in terms of understanding my thoughts, understanding my thought processes, cleaning up my mental mess basically. Looking at the toxic thoughts that I had, positive thoughts that I have, and I think I am still continuing to do the same. This is not an ending journey. It is really a day-to-day aspects of your life that you have to look into and to navigate and to understand what they mean for you and what they can potentially mean for your future as well. And while I was doing this, and while I have been doing these steps as well, just to understand my mind and understand my thoughts, and to get rid of thoughts that are discouraging me and get rid of the thoughts that are encouraging mental unhealthiness in my life, I have realized that there are some thoughts that are difficult, and I have reached out even to my psychologist at least 2 times now since I have started reading this book. And this has been quite helpful because now she has been able to help me to see the things that I don't see about myself, the things that I speak to myself without even noticing it. Sometimes I become negative and I tend to focus on what I cannot do. And she has been able to help me to focus on what I can do. So the reason why I really just wanted to take this time is to say that I am still on this journey. I hope that you are still on the journey yourself as well. And maybe you can share with us what you have found to be challenging, what has resilience meant for you, what are some of the things that you saw they were working for you, and what are some of the things that you saw they were not working for you. Well, that is actually to help us so that we can see that reading a book is not just about going about taking every other book all the time, reading the one book this week and then finishing it off and reading the next book. We are not on a sprint of finishing 100 books in a year. While that can be great, while that is brilliant really, but what I have realized is that I want to be able to do book reviews that change lives, starting with my own life. So as I bring my brilliance into this journey, I am hoping and believing that you will do the same as well, so that where we intertwine is where we can grow and become better together. And I have also realized that the journey of mental health and mental wellness is not a one-step process, and it's not just a thing that you do today and then tomorrow you say you are done. Honestly, where I am finding myself now, I'm at a much better space than I was when I actually decided to pick up this book. At the beginning of the year, I knew that I had challenges when it comes to managing my mental space, thinking positive thoughts, maintaining positive thoughts, and even being able to come out of situations that are difficult in my mental space. And that is why then I reached out to take this book to read through it. It hasn't been easy. I have had situations where I was feeling like my mind was just going through the most, even within this 2 months that I've just been going through the steps of this book. But those are the times when I needed to reach out, I needed to seek for help, I needed to find support. And I'm very grateful also of the support system that I have around me, because these are the people that I'm able to engage with when I face difficulties. And especially also with my psychologist, because then this is the person who's able to decipher and help me with the process that are proven in terms of how our psychology works. And also I must include in that to say, the other thing that has been very important has been prayer in my life, because I'm able to just take these things out and to pray about them, because some of these things are spiritual as well. So the reason why I'm just looking at doing a review up on the journey that I have been, and not necessarily a review on a different book, is just to say that with the nuggets and the wisdom that we get, what is it that we do every day? When you are learning something, how are you implementing it in your life? And how are you tracking it also, so that you can see that you are a better person after a certain time? And I believe that is how we can measure growth, and how we can be able to be impactful even in our own lives, without just doing one thing after the other, without really realizing the results of it. And the next book that I think we will be looking at, especially as we are growing in this journey of mental health and mental wellness, and being strong within your own space, because I have realized that many of us, we like to rely on other people, even when it comes to things that need our individual self. It is very important that we grow internally, we grow in who we are, before we can even relate to other people, because then what they bring into our lives must just enhance us. It must not be an essential issue that they will be representing. And therefore, that is why then I think our next book, we will be looking at this book. It's called Resilience. Yes, it's Resilience by Paul Dundas. He is a coach, he is a keynote speaker and a senior consultant and a managing director of Expand South Africa and CEO of Expand International. So the reason why I was picking up this book was to say that how can we then build up from where we have started to grow, well, especially in the issues of mental health and awareness and stuff like that. How do we now build ourselves up to be able to continue to have the resilience to take on the different challenges of life? Because really the challenges will always be there. The problem is, how prepared are you for them? And we cannot decide to turn a blind eye on this thing anymore. We are seeing that many people are losing their lives, and we are not exempt from these problems. We are not exempt from having things that are putting us down and discouraging us and making us not want to even see the next day. So what can we do when we are still in those processes? What can we do to grow? What can we do to become better? This book says you will live healthier and perform better as well. So that is what I want to look at. And this book, I think you can be able to get it on his website as well. Is Expand just spelled XPAND.eu. You can also just Google it. It's there on Google Reads as well as Amazon as part of Kindle products. So this is the book that I think I just want to look at next. Because I have realized that it's important to read books that are relevant to you, relevant to your path, relevant to your growth. Therefore, I'm also saying that as we do that and we share that together, let us grow and become better people, because these issues that we are facing as a society, the issues of suicide, the issues of depression, these are the issues that affect all of us. And what is it that we can therefore do to become better together, to grow together, to be available, to be able to support each other as well? I invite you on this journey so that you can be a part of the people who are growing, to be able to be strong within their own space and to be able to be strong in their communities as well, to become those pillars that we need, especially in these times that are difficult, in the digital eras where human in interaction and connection is at its minimum. So thank you so much for just touching base in this video. Do share your experiences. Do share how has the first part of the year been. Do share what is it that you would like us to look at possibly in our next reviews or in the next books that we could be reading. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always supporting Wisdom Falls with my Entes Kosana. Let us continue to grow and to expand and obtain wisdom one book at a time. Remember, we are looking at doing book reviews that change lives, starting with mine. And I invite you to do the same, to bring your brilliance as I bring mine, so that we can be better together. I love you. Thank you so much.